Yo, what's going on, my print peeps? This next step here, we're going to, I'm making templates. I made one out of this piece of paper here. And that's all I did is put that on the corner of the paper. I traced it, the edge with a pencil. I went with a pencil on the inside and just traced the holes. And then I just got some scissors and then just cut it out. Made the holes. I actually did a razor blade and I just cut around the lines. Let me zoom in on this side because as you can see I have two drawings there, and this one right here was 2 inches away, and then when I had the wheel on there I realized that I wasn't going to be able to use the brake, so I went ahead and did it 1 inches away, and I'll do it on this side so you can see a little bit better because the light is better, and so you'll be able to see better there. So I did it 1 inch away from the top here, not from the very top but from this board here, and then 1 inch from the edge, and so it's right there, and that is perfect enough for me to get my foot there and push down and lock that wheel. 1 inch away, if you get these wheels, don't forget it has the foot brake, and this is it from Harbor Freight. So don't forget, make sure you leave enough room to where it's sticking out the side. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I use regular drywall screws, or should I use machine screws? I don't think I have any machine screws, and I think I might do that. I think I might have to go to Lowe's real quick or Home Depot or something. So I decided to go with some machine screws. I got the 1/4 inch with a 20 head, 1 inch long. That's what I went with, which they should go ahead and fit in there without any kind of washer. Okay, and it'll have enough to be able to go through the MDF 3/4 inch, and then with a nut. I think I'm going to put some thread locker. I am going to use some blue thread locker. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's just blue Permatex thread locker, and I'm just going to put it just a little bit on the screw and then put the nut on there. So I don't want these things vibration, transporting it somewhere or rolling it and just it vibrating and it comes loose. So I'm going to put that thread locker just to make sure it's tight and it's secure. So these are 1/4 inch thick. I'm going to use a 1/4 inch drill bit. I'm going to drill in my template holes and then we'll attach them. That goes through. And that was a fail. Okay, I made a goof yesterday and I wasn't thinking. You know, when I said I had the 1/4 inch 20s with the 1 inch screws, you always got to remember, when they say the length of a screw, it's the entire length from top to bottom, from head to toe. So it's 1 inch from here to here, not just the threads. So always remember that. Like this one right here, this is 1 1/4 inch, and as you can see, There's 1 1/4 inch. Hopefully you can see that. Right, so I went back to go get 1 1/4 inches. So when I went to go put it in, well, it's 1 inch from top to bottom. So this part right here, the head, is about 1/4 inch. So I lost that. When I stuck it through, now I have it poking through on the outside. You can see that. Yesterday it was just flush on the other side. I forgot to take into account that the length is actually from head to toe. So don't forget that. If you're going to get machine screws like this with that type of head, it's going to be about 1/4 inch that you're losing of thread. So make sure you get a little bit longer to compensate the loss of that. Now that that's taken care of, I'm going to drill 2 more holes here. And actually what I'm going to do, like I said before, I'm going to put some blue lock, okay? So that any kind of vibrations, any kind of moving over, just moving over stuff, cracks and hoses or whatever, I want to be able to move it and it not loosen up and I lose a wheel or something, right? So it just takes a little bit, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to try and put up a picture here when I went to go return the 1 inch machine bolts to get these. I was looking through and I found 2 bags. I'm going to try and put a picture up here that had 3 bolts and 5 nuts, and the other one I think had 5 bolts and 3 nuts. I don't know how they package these things or what, but be careful when you're going to search for these things. Count them inside the bag. You're able to see through them. Make sure you count them. I'm glad I was counting them and I noticed it. It happens. I would have came home and I would have been short, you know. So I'm gonna put some blue lock here. I'm gonna drill these holes and then I'll put you on the other side so you can see the inside. That's all you want to do. Right there. Do one down here. Put this one on. You could also put it on here, right? And then put it through. You don't have to put it way up there. All right, and let's get a socket. All right, so we're just going to use a 7/16 socket, a screwdriver on the other side. So I'm tightening it with the socket wrench until it gets snug, and then I'm doing it by hand because this isn't wood, it's MDF. So I don't want to I don't want to drive this nut into the MDF. I just want a good firm tightness, and I'll do that on the screwdriver side, and I'll screw it until it stops, and then maybe like a 1/4 turn, maybe an 1/8 of a turn, just to give it that extra, because I have that blue lock on there and so that should give it, it should be, once it dries within 24 hours, it should be locked on there, and it shouldn't have any problems. This is how it looks on this side. Remember, leave it to where this foot sticks out so that you can push down on it and lock it. We're going to do the other two and we should be good to go. Alright, I have T-Rex arms, so I'm going to have to figure a way out to get to the bottom. I'll probably, let's see, maybe I can get on, yeah, I think getting on my pallet, on my, my dolly will work just fine. Alright, so I'm going to clean up the inside with my vacuum, and then we're going to get to the door latch, which is just a temporary thing for now. Alright, so for the latch, I'm not sure how to put the latch. I have to go on the internet, maybe look at some door latches, because I want one that's kind of like the lock that's on your vacuum units, where you just put it on there and you lock it, and then it as you lock it, it tightens it. So I want that, but I'm not sure if I might have to drill into this side of the MDF, and if I do, I feel like it's not going to hold because this MDF is not really hard. It's a medium density board. So if it was 3/4 inch plywood, it'd probably be better. So I'm going to look at a few options, but I remember I have some of this industrial strength Velcro. This is 2-inch thick, or 2-inch wide. No, yeah, 2-inch wide Velcro. What I did was I took the full measurement, which is like 43 3/4 or something like that. So I just said 44 inches, and I just took half of that. So I went in from this side 22 inches, and I marked in the middle. Okay, I marked in the middle there, so I have, and then since this is 2-inch wide Velcro, I use that as a center point, and then I measured 2 inches, 1 inch on either side, so it'll go straight down the middle. So I did 4 inches out that way and 4 inches down this way. The grip part is actually going to be 2 pieces. I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to cut it right here so that it just stays on this top door, and then I'm going to go down 4 inches right here, and then the fuzzy part I'm going to put all the way from there to there, right? So I'm going to measure here all the way down here. I'm going to put a mark, and then I'll cut there. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Now I've cut 4 inches. I'm going to put that right here, and it's going to stay there permanently. Then I'm going to take another strip, and I'm going to put it right here. Alright? And that should be there permanently. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and, okay, this other sticky part, boom. So now this is the fuzzy part, and I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to line it up. I'm going to come this way, and my finger right there is where it's at. Go an extra inch, because you don't want it to be exact measurement and then you're having to peel it off or whatever. So leave an extra inch, that way you have a tab to actually grab. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to line it up, come here, and I'll probably go about an inch down, probably where this little hump is at. Okay. And this side you never want to take off because we're not attaching this to anything. This is just going to keep the backing on. That's it. So now what we want to do is we'll come on this side just like that. All right, when we're going to open it up, here's a little tab that we made, if you can see that. That's it. So that's a good little latch just for now, just temporary until we can find a solution where we can drill into this side and drill into this side. I don't want to drill on the side of this door. I want to kind of put a latch here and something here to where we can use something to hook onto and then close it tight without ripping the screws out. I may have to use machine bolts again for this instead of using screws. Let me get this thing on its feet and see how it looks. Hopefully you can hear me good. I don't have no mic like all the other tubers got, but there it is. It is so it's almost 44 inches tall, 22 inches wide. It's 26 3/4 deep. It fits 20 by 24 inch screens. Perfect. Good little DIY project if you love DIY, because those boxes that hold just 6 to 10 screens are hundreds of dollars. I mean, they're like 200, 180, 200 on up, right? So at least I built a box where I can modify it later on, and I can say it's mine. I can say I made it, right? It's something when you very first start something like this, it looks daunting. But when you start getting into it and you start seeing it come alive, it's exciting. But to me, it's priceless. And it holds 14 screens. So if you thought the video was helpful, if it gave you some insight on maybe helping you or getting you motivated to create your own DIY box and didn't know how to do it, you just needed some tips. Hopefully I included everything that you needed to know of what I used. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It'll help out. And if you didn't like the video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up. I'm out. We'll catch you guys on the next one, and I hope you're having a good day printing. Peace out.